Back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Jacob Nottestead, of course, who is one of the finalists for the Kulwicki Driver Development Program. We're still talking to all of them. Jacob, how are you, bud?
Good. Thanks for having me on, Casey.
Okay, it's been a whirlwind few days for you, of course, being from Wisconsin, being part of the finalists of the Kulwicki Driver Development Program. What was that like to get the call?
It was pretty unreal. We've been trying out for it for the last couple of years now, and I'm really looking forward to this year. I knew we had a shot last year. I was disappointed we didn't get it, but we just kept digging. We got a couple wins last year, really propelled our season. We're moving up to the super late ranks, which should be awesome. We're super excited about that, and I hope we can do good race for Allen this year.
Yep. Kind of going into that, really kind of talk about that. Of course, you are from Wisconsin. You're from your hometown is Cambridge, Wisconsin?
Yep, Cambridge, Wisconsin. Yep.
Of course, that is also the hometown of Matt Kenseth, of course, former Cup Series champion. And you have a little bit of a connection to him as well. Of course, you graduated from the same high school as him, and in fact, it gets even crazier too.
Yeah. My dad grew up with Matt. They lived in Rockdale together. They graduated the same year. They're still buddies today. It was awesome to have that connection. I've been a super big fan of Matt, going up through the ranks, watching him in the Cup Series and everything. So yeah.
How much has he kind of helped you? Have you asked him for advice on this kind of stuff?
Not so much, really. I see him every once in a while when he comes up here. We'll go snowmobiling or play cards or stuff like that, but not very much. Once he kind of got rid of the racing deal, he's been kind of on his own, so I haven't really seen him much. But yeah, I've talked to him a little bit, so he's pretty cool dude.
Yeah. Okay, so I know that kind of from that connection, did that kind of get your start into racing a little bit?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. It was mostly my dad when he ended his season at Slinger in 06. We started off a couple years later in the go-karts and went up from there. My uncle Justin actually pitted for Matt when he was on the 17 for Roush. He changed his tires for 15 or so years, and he's still down there working for Denny Hamlin now.
That's awesome. So kind of going into that, how did this kind of racing thing kind of start?
Yeah, I've been around it my whole life. I mean, I've loved watching it on TV and everything, watching my dad race when I was really young. And, when we first got my go-kart when I was 8 or 9 years old, I loved it wide open, driving around the farm or whatever. So yeah, just kind of leaped from there, went up to the legend cars and into the late models, and now finally super late models.
Okay, so let's kind of get to know you outside of racing. What do you like to do?
Yeah, I'm a heavy equipment operator in the 139 union, so I'm working quite a bit, 5-6 days a week, 10 hours or more a day. So really busy, tied up in that. Other than that, I do bowling every Thursday. I enjoy that. I golf through high school. I haven't really had much time to do that since, but that was pretty fun. And then other than that, just everything with racing, watching it, building the race car and all kinds of work with that.
So kind of going into that, what's your schedule going to be like this year in terms of racing?
We're going to be running the Elite 8 series at Slinger along with the Nationals, along with a few select Tundra series races when we can fit them in the schedule. And then I think we got another tour race at State Park that we're going to run. And then at the end of the year, we're going to run the Jefferson State Championships with the limited late model, and then the Rockford 108 or the 188 this year now with the Big 8 series.
Yeah. So would you want to run super late model, or do you want to advance up into, other levels of racing?
Yeah, it would definitely be cool to get up to like ARCA or trucks and try to even go further than that. But as far as the super late goes, I really enjoyed racing that a few times last year, and I'm sure I'll have a lot of fun this year. So even if it doesn't go further than a super late model, I'm happy. I really enjoy racing super late models, especially around the Midwest, and hopefully get to travel down south maybe later in my career.
On stuff there. Yeah, it's definitely going to be fun there. When are we going to next see you race, Jacob?
My first race will be April 24th at Slinger. It'll be on Racing America for the first race of the ARCA Midwest Tour and the Elite 8 Series.
All right. And of course, to be from Wisconsin, to get this opportunity along with the others, does it feel more special to be from the state that Alan was from?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the last, I think half of the program's been won by people out of Wisconsin. So a lot of good racers have been coming up through Wisconsin. Matt Kenseth, Alan Kulwicki, Majeski now are going up there. I mean, Fenhouse is probably going to make his way up there too. So a lot of Wisconsin roots are going up to the big stage.
Derek Kraus, Sam Mayer, and two others. So it's was pretty good. So yeah, we'll definitely will be interesting for sure. All right. Well, Jacob Nottestead, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. And we'll talk to you later. We'll talk to you throughout the year.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, Casey.